have the time for stupid toys.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, as you all know by now, I'm sure, the next ML5 in the Mystic rotation is ML Haste. I'm going to give my initial thoughts on him. I was going to do Raz first, and then I thought about, like, I'm going to do them both in one video, but I know people have a habit of watching half a video and clicking off, so they might miss my thoughts on the other unit. So, I'm going to do them in two separate videos. I decided to do Haste first. At least this way, if I do Raz second, I could look at his specialty change in-game and kind of give some tips on how to do that faster. He's a Dark Soul Weaver, a Pisces. The same stats as Rowana and Estina. He has a double attack imprint. His self imprint is haste. Not haste. I mean, you self imprint him with haste, but it's health. Okay. So here's his base stats. Low base attack because he's a Soul Weaver. His base health isn't super high, but it's decent, right? His base speed is really low, but that's fine. His base defense is the highest in the game, and then nothing below that. I believe a lot of his awakenings go into defense. That's why his defense is so high. I think it's double defense, 1 health, or something like that. I could be wrong. Not like that really matters. But let's go ahead and dive into his abilities. Here we have his S3. Moonslash. Attacks with a scythe, recovering health of all allies. We're not sure what that scaling is yet. Penetrates defense, but cannot trigger a critical hit. Damage dealt and amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max health. Decreases damage suffered by allies by 10% when the skill is available. When more than one damage reduction effect is granted, only the strongest is applied. So if you have this effect and you have Adamant Shield or Crimson Armament on the same team, those will take precedence, assuming their percentage is higher. They do not stack, okay? Or Elena and him on the same team, they won't stack. Only the higher percentage counts. This will, however, stack with Arius. This will stack with SSB transferring damage. It stacks that way. But like if you have proof on a unit, the proof will count. This won't add to it, right? It's not additive. But okay, so as we can see in the skill enhances here, it just increases the damage dealt. And I want you guys to notice first thing in here, the damage dealt and amount recovered is just proportional to his health, okay? This will make it do more damage, but molaing this will not increase the healing that he does, okay? The heal is proportional to his health. We're not sure what the heal scaling is yet. We don't know. I think that will impact his usability a lot, is how much this heals for. I imagine with this kind of cooldown, it's going to heal a lot. But granted, this is an ability that does damage as well. Who knows? We'll see. So we can watch it again. So why not? It's a pretty sick animation, actually. Doesn't show damage numbers there, which is kind of annoying. But, okay, so we have his S2 here. This is a passive, Grudge. When the enemy is revived, grants all allies a barrier and immunity for 1 turn. Resets the cooldown of Moonslash. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's max health, and you get a lot of increased barrier strength here, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to this, because there's a pretty dumb argument going on right now in the community, I think. A lot of people are under the impression that, like, they come in here with really shitty units, right? One thing I want you to take note of here is his HP. He's got just short of 22k HP, which is pretty good, right? This probably isn't like an F-Res built haste. There's no telling how fast he is. We don't know. He hit this RB for 8k with this health, and this ignores defense. Granted, yes, he doesn't have an attack buff here, and that will increase the damage of this. Yes, this damage is not great, okay? But he 100% like, he penetrates defense 100%. But that does not mean that this guy is a bruiser, okay? His damage is mediocre. Granted, we don't know if his S3 is actually Mola'd here. If this were to have Mola, we're at about 3 minutes. Let's go back and see how much more damage this would do. 30% more. So, doing quick math in my head here. 30% more of this. If we were to take a third of this, a third of 8k is what? 2 and some change, like 2.7, something like that. So this would be over 10k, assuming this isn't Mola'd. I think it's max Mola'd, personally, because of this. You see how massive this fucking barrier is? I think these units are plus 15. I don't think they would come in here and showcase a unit that isn't molded, personally. I'm willing to bet like every unit in here is plus 15 because they're testing accounts. Like I'm sure they have every unit max molded on like on everything. As for their gear quality, we can't guarantee their gear quality, right? But I don't think it's naked because look at this barrier here, okay? An average built Ufine has less than 10k HP, right? About 9k, 10k HP. This is a 10k barrier, okay? Off of 22k health. We'll just round it up. This is a 10k barrier. If we compare it in here, maybe a little bit less. It's around a 10k barrier. So this is close to probably 40% scaling, right? 45% of his HP. That's fucking massive, okay? And granted, yeah, we have the Alexis here. This is a 9.4k HP RB. So obviously, like he could be naked for sure, but I don't think he is. If we were to compare the damage he does here, let me go back just a tad. Like the damage we have here, yes, this could be a Papega RB. The only damage mitigation on this team is the 10% from haste. And this RB hit this Ufine for about, let's just say like 9k, 10k with a greater attack buff with no mitigation. I think it's safe to say this isn't a fantastic RB, right? It's not great. But look at all the extra room there is here for you to just not die. There's not many RBs out there that can come back and hit you for 20k. It's just not realistic. Not if you have some kind of defense. We can actually after this, I'll go into the damage calculator and I'll show you what kind of RB you'll need to kill these, right? To even come close. Granted, it's kind of more reachable now, but yeah, if you have any kind of defense on your unit, like getting a fat barrier like this, like RB's not going to do anything to you. So there's definitely an argument here that this RB isn't fantastically geared, right? But even if it had God level gear, it still wouldn't kill this team. This does their job. Or Haste does his job. However, there's another argument that goes on. Well, RB's always next to Bassar. That's why you pick and choose your fights. You don't like, if you're not going to outspeed the Bassar and then cleave. Like there's niche situations that can be used. We'll talk about that here in a sec. And then we have his S1 here. Blood Scythe attacks by swinging a scythe, dispelling one buff. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. We don't know the damage scaling here as well. Hopefully it could be decent. I mean, he can't crit on his S3, so I don't think building crit on... This is not a bruiser in a sense at all. He is not a bruiser. Get that out of your head. He's not, okay? He's a support. He's a support, not a bruiser. So, let's talk about him a bit more. What's this last clip here? Ignores effect resistance, so yeah, he strips.
가장 강한 힘을 지닌 뱀파이어의 유일한 후계자 저번의 귀족 헤이스트는 다음 신비 소환 로테이션에서 만나실 수 있습니다.
So yeah, actually, exit full screen here. Damage calculator. Let's pull up Arbiter Vildred right now. Okay, Arbiter Vildred, let's just say, I can't put Alexis there, so we just won't bother. Let's say the biggest dick RB possible, okay? Let's say, I've seen these stats on a Judge Kisei. Attack imprint, I believe it's 18%. And then we'll just throw, let's just throw like another 5% here from like something else, right? Greater attack buff. Okay, this is your damage, like, oh, this is not molded. Like, let's mold this. Okay. This hits pretty hard, right? Even this Soulburned wouldn't have killed that Ufine. Okay, she would have still lived. And this is without mitigation. Okay, so let's just say you build your units a little bit tankier like bruisers. And let's say 1200, right? And then we have Arius. And then we have Adamant. Or I could just say Arius here. And then make this 0. Same thing. Look at this damage, okay? It breaks the barrier on revive. That's it. And mind, this is a 4,500 Arby. 45. Or 320 crit damage. Not many have these. Let's just give him elemental advantage too. Why not? He's not killing anything. Okay? This is what haste is for. Okay, let's say you have a defense buff on your team. Nothing. Arby literally does nothing. Okay? You're going to bring him in offensive situations. You're going to have control over the thing. Yeah, Bassar is a thing. So if you're not going to turn to kill an Arby with Bassar there. Okay? That's poor decision making in itself, and it's something you just shouldn't do. The way I see haste being used, I doubt he's in here. Like, yeah. Oops. Can't spell. Yeah. He's not in here. The way I see haste being used, you could throw him on ice area Tam on offense, right? Not in a 3-man situation, but in a 4-man situation. And then you can safely hit Arbiter Vildred teams and not die. Okay? That's a very good niche use for him. You can throw him next to your Judge Kisei and Cleave team. You know, like J Kisei, Ox, Sedom, or Watcher Shuri in that slot. And then Blood Moon Haste. He's still useful in the sense that he can help clean up after your Cleave, because he ignores defense. If there's some kind of tanky unit left, and you have Sash Itanes on your Watcher Shuri or something, he gains some CR, he can clean up a unit just fine, and he can do that. In Legend, there's a lot of really tanky Arbiter Vildreds running with mitigation. I mean, Arbiter Vildreds that have Arius next to them with a 3k barrier from FCC with an Adamant. You don't cleave those with Judge Kisei unless your J Kisei is a fucking monster, okay? You just don't cleave them. And that's how a lot of the defenses are in higher ranks. If you have Blood Moon Haste with that cleave, you can not kill Arbiter Vildred off. He can come back, do his thing, you nullify his damage with immunity buff. Assuming you outspeed the Bassar, right? So there is that instance there. He's going to be a great last pick in RTA, which is cool. There's a lot of people that abuse a lot of revivers in RTA, and I think Blood Moon Haste is a very good answer to that. A Ravi, Arbiter Vildred, Maid Chloe being the main ones, okay? Maybe SSA a little bit, but usually it's her S2 that gets abused before something dies, not after. So I don't think it'll affect her as much. Ruel still brings back a unit to full HP with Invincible. So yeah, but in a way it kind of resets the fight. If Ruel revives something, like, you definitely have to question whether you want to revive with Ruel or use her S3 before something dies. So he definitely shakes up the meta in that sense, just because he's so effective against the meta. Just like what Rowana did to SSB, Haste will do to Arby. It's the same thing, okay? Just like what Cerise does to Oxlots, Haste will do that to Arby. They are releasing these very niche used units, but at least they're good in their niche. So, and that's good. I think that's a good thing for RTA. You don't want to bring out an oppressive unit for RTA, because then everyone just picks that unit. Everyone just pre-bans that unit. At least this way, units can get through. You can ban something you don't want to deal with due to your kit or whatever. But now you have ML Haste. You don't have to ban Arby every single time because you can counterpick him. Okay? They can't ban your ML Ken and your ML Haste, right? So they have to pick and choose. Either their RB double dies, or the RB dies and you get a full barrier on your team and they don't kill anything. So I think he's a healthy unit to bring in. Do I think he deserves to be, like, this kit deserves to be on an ML? Probably not. This could have been a very good RGB unit to come out. But the fact that he is haste and he's wearing a tuxedo, he actually looks dope. And his animations are dope. So, yeah. The verdict is, free-to-play people that aren't in-game, you can probably hard pass on this unit. Unless you specifically hate Arby and you want to shit on as many Arby's as possible, then I'd recommend trying to get him. But if you're not really hardcore into PvP, you want to pull him for his looks, whatever aesthetics, that's great too. But if you're looking to optimize, like, your gameplay and progression and stuff, this isn't a unit that you necessarily want. And the ML 4-star that's next to him is not great either. So that's yeah, that's like, should you pull or not? It's really up to you. I don't think he's a need for the majority of the people that play this game, but I think he's a very good unit for late game players. So if you're late game, you hate Arbiter Vildred, this is your answer. Outside of that, it's up to you. So, yeah, I'm going to pull for him just because I hate Arbiter Vildred. TLDR. But I guess this is at the end of the video, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Blood Moon Haste. As for how you're going to build him, like I said, he's not a bruiser, okay? I can't even hop in game because maintenance right now, but he's slow. He doesn't have the highest base HP. His S3 doesn't crit, okay? You're not going to build him as a bruiser. You're going to build him exactly like a Ruel. You're going to build him exactly like a Roana. However, I don't think you need F-Res on this guy. I don't think he needs really high F-Res. You can probably just throw immunity on him and he's fine. You're going to want to run HP main stats. Having some F-Res on him won't be a big deal, but this isn't a unit that they're going to want to stop from doing his thing, because when something revives, even if he's silenced, even if he's stunned, no matter what, his passive is still going to proc when that unit revives. So I don't think running F-Res on him is as necessary. I think you would run him on like HP on counter set with high defense, with Celestine or Stella or something to help him provide more utility to the team while being slow. I think that's how you're going to build him, personally. Could you build him DPS? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can Oxlots into this dude and one-shot Arbiter Vildred. Who knows? I mean, there's going to be some niche uses for him. I'm sure people will figure out that I can't come up with on the top of my head without playing around with the unit first. But, yeah, that's ML Haste in a not a very small nutshell, I guess. But let me know what you guys think about him in the comments. Let me know if you're going to pull. If you enjoyed this little initial thoughts video, then leave me a like. I appreciate it. If you're new here, if you drop a sub, I would appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in my next video, which will be my RAS video. Peace.
Yeah.